here we go.
How many?
As many as you want. Get them, Pat.
I yearn for a place to call my own. I'm going home. Say what you will, I'll be better for it still. I've been wondering what you're doing with your time, just to get you off my mind. I'm in the grind.
Well, we finished up our trip in Utah with Dave Reynolds from Mud Buddy Excel, and we got to head to my home turf, back to the Missouri River. I was born and raised here, and it's my stomping grounds, and I've hunted it since I was 12 years old. So this area of the river that we hunt, it's basically a big delta. It's a big marsh is what it's turned into. The Niobrara River has been dumping sediment into the Missouri River for years, and they never really were able to figure out how to take care of the problem. So it continues to silt in, fill in. The changes we've seen, we've gone from water we couldn't wade in over our heads to literally, if your boat broke down out there, you could probably walk home.
You better go around the corner.
Well, why don't you just drop a spud pole in and then climb in this boat, and we'll just go get out of the wind, and we got an hour and a half to sit before we even put decoys out. So hunting partner Pat and I've got to know him. I used to own a printing business, and he was doing some work for the University of South Dakota, and he was running the program council, and I was printing all his posters and such for all the shows he put on. And he discovered I liked duck hunting, and I discovered he liked duck hunting. And it was just all of a sudden a match made. It was perfect. I think Pat is maybe pushing 80, and I'm in my 60s. And I've never seen an 80-year-old that has more drive and wants to get ducks even more so than me. It's pretty cool to watch. We got the spot we wanted this morning. We were up really early. Gonna do our traditional spread. Here's what I do. We use our goose decoys. We're duck hunters. I use the goose decoys as a stopper. So we run the goose decoys all upwind in a big glob, and then I'll just run a line of ducks down this way. And it works really well. What happens is the ducks come up downwind, they slide past the duck decoys, and they go right up to the goose decoys. So we'll usually put the boat right at the bottom of the goose decoys because they're going to come up to it. I even run the lucky ducks up in the goose decoys. So that's just my Missouri River spread. It's early. We got about a half hour till shooting time. Get set up. Hopefully get some Missouri River mallards. I love Matthew's new rigs. His Texas rigs are awesome. He put a big enough loop. I do it a little different. I put them on my finger. I actually can run them with a glove on. They're awesome. I think I'll just take two, Pat, and come back get the third one. Perfect.
Another pair tried to get in. You got enough grass?
Yep, I'm good, Pat. I do not think they're going to see us. Are they in this bay or?
It can't be.
No, we'd have heard them. I looked up and there were 2 snow geese. You remember those from the spring, huh? 2 little Rossies. Get it, Pat. Good shot. Buggers. Gonna do it. Oh, we're just getting rolling. Sun's about up. Takes a little while to get over the bluffs. We had a good northwest wind blowing. It always dies around sunrise, and then you kind of hope that the weather bend's right, and they're calling for northwest wind, so I think we're set right. But just saw our first bunch of ducks, acted a little goofy. They've been here a while. Get the sun up on these lucky ducks, that'll help. But we did see some ducks, nice bunch. So, see what happens. Do it, Pat. Hey. You got it.
That's a bingo. He's got a leg.
Hank.
Another bunch left.
That's what we need, bunches like that. Weird. We've had some pretty good, nice bunches of ducks, and they just aren't quite finishing. We lost all our wind, and we're staring into the sun because of the north wind we had. So the ducks, if you can put that sun at your back, do it, because then they're staring into the sun rather than us looking at the sun. Blinds them just like it does us. Do it, Pat.
Woo! Sweet.
They were starting to peel out. That's why I called it.
Yep. It's a good call.
Well, we're going to call it here our first day on the Missouri River. Shot a few mallards, a couple bonus snow geese. We had a north wind today, which I hate hunting north winds because the sun's in our face. Makes it hard for us to see. We had a couple nice bunches of ducks. Honestly, we were having trouble picking drakes from hens. But tomorrow we get a south wind, so just the opposite. The ducks are going to be staring at the sun, not us. So just easier to pick out drakes. The ducks we got today, they finished nicely. We had 2 or 3 nice bunches that almost would do it and would just weren't flaring, just losing interest. We have some hunters relatively close to us, and our theory is they see other spinners, so they go over to take a look, and that definitely happened to us this morning. We're gonna get picked up, get out of here. We're gonna pick some ducks, cook them on the Yoder tonight, and Cody and I will probably have a gin and tonic and lick our wounds. Well, we had a good day today out on the marsh. We shot a few mallards, a couple of geese. We picked a couple of these mallards rather than just breast them out because they are beauties. We noticed the other day they're getting really fat. So these are going to be roast mallard Wilross style. This is the way I like to do it. Everyone does it different. Basically very simple. I've got the Yoder out there heating up at 450 degrees. I do them hot and fast from anywhere from 35 to 45 minutes. Just depends on the temp outside. First thing I like to do is score the ducks just a little bit. That'll help render that fat out and brown that skin up. Try not to go through the skin, or through the fat, just through the skin. I just put a few in it. Really great knife. Now the other thing I do, it doesn't matter what you put in it. Tonight I'm using celery, red pepper, oranges, onion, and you can never go wrong with garlic, so I'm gonna put some of that in there as well. Then my secret weapon is I put some red wine in the cavity. And what this is gonna do is basically help keep it from cooking from the inside out. I want it to cook from the outside in and fill that cavity up, and that helps that up. Then I salt it. That's gonna help it brown up. And I pepper it. Pretty much ready. My secret weapon, cheap wine. That's just gonna help it stay moist. And that's it. Once our Yoder's up to temp, I got it at 450. I like to get it up to 450 and let it run for maybe 15, 20 minutes like that so it really settles down. Right at first, your temps are gonna vary a little bit while that grill is trying to regulate itself. So don't be afraid to burn a few more chips and heat it up. So we're gonna let it run a little bit, and then we're gonna put these things on there and have a late night mallard dinner. Day 2 was very promising. I was upbeat. We had a good south wind blowing, hardly any clouds in the sky, and man, I was bubbling. I thought it was going to be over before it started. Bet you the minute that sun pops, that wind's gonna go down. Good shot.
Well, he put his feet down.
Pretty duck. That one's gonna get plucked. So the sun got up and we weren't seeing many ducks. And I'll be honest with you, typically Pat and I, we don't hunt Canada geese. We like to decoy Canada geese, and we do it a lot, but we don't really like to eat them like we do ducks, so we don't shoot them. But here comes a 6-pack of big Canadas from the bluff. They'd been out feeding, and I thought, well, let's see if I can get them in with the call. And gave them, as I'm gonna give Ricky Hart a little bit of a hard time here, I did the doodly, 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 and it was so cool because they were coming high. We decoy quite a few Canada geese out here, but it's geese that are loafing coming across the slough. These were coming back from the field high, and just all of a sudden they let down. Here we go.
How many?
As many as you want. Get him, Pat. Good boy. Back. Back.
Oh, that was sweet.
The maple leaf.
The maple leaf thing is still
in the sun.
it's still a real plus.
They're up close and personal over here for you.
Very much so. I had to wait.
A lot of meat there. Get him, Pat. We just had a nice little 4-pack come in, and there was one drake in there, and I kind of waited for Pat. I was pretty sure his eye was on it too, and once it fell, then I moved on. That helped. I think they were widgeon, or either gadwall or widgeon with them. Come on, old man. Come on, old man. There's hunters all around us, so everyone's getting some shooting. Wind's supposed to be out of the south, it's out of the west, but it still works. A little windy, fewer ducks every day. We need a little front to come in and get us some new birds, but we'll see. We got just now mallard time in my book, 9 to noon. Good boy. Good boy, yeah. Come on, buddy. They made that first turn and then those shots went off. I was surprised they kept coming. Do it, Pat. Now I'm in a better mood. We've been plotting and scheming on where we can hunt for the last day tomorrow, and we just had a nice little bunch of probably 25, 30 mallards dump in on us. So patience, I guess. I'm not a very patient guy when it comes to duck hunting. Good boy. Some guys like hunting in clouds, other parts of the country, not me. I was so optimistic this morning when we had full sun and a good wind. I was getting a little down, not gonna lie. But it takes one good bunch to make your morning. Boy, good boy. Good boy.
Oh, God.
Good boy.
Right here. Up here.
Hank. That's the guy with the remote control telling us you guys do not need to move.
I didn't know if you wanted that shot or not.
Oh yeah. Good boy. Good boy. Ooh, that one is not getting picked. I got roast duck. Even that pair was pretty. I was hoping you were going to shoot. I know him well enough to know he was going to shoot. Where are they, Pat?
Right of the sun.
Pop them, Pat. Good shots.
So pretty.
Oh, they're gorgeous. Come on, old man. Good boy. Here, come on. Well, that's it for day 2. It was funny, the highs and lows of duck hunting. At 7:30 this morning, I was so optimistic. We had sun, good wind. By about 9 o'clock, I was pessimistic. And about 10:15, I was optimistic again. We had some really nice ducks come in toward later morning. We're going to call it. We're one mallard shy, but what we're going to do is we're going to go find a sandbar. Cody and I got pretty hyped up about picked roasted duck last night. It was so good. So we're going to go pick a bunch of ducks. Nice day. nice warm day. We had some geese, mallards, it doesn't get any better. Now we got to figure out what we're gonna do tomorrow. Well, we're on our last morning here on the Missouri River. We slept in a little bit, lots of hunters, and we just decided to come out a little later, try and get away from other guys. Because we did get out here late, we could pretty much know where the other hunters are, and trying to be respectful. But so the cool part about this OnX that I love, this is what I use all the time. You go to Tools, Line Counter. So we are right here, and we are almost 600 yards away. It's close for the Missouri River. We think it's close, but you know, what do you do? There's hunters everywhere, so that's far enough. They say 300 yards is respectable, so we're twice that. But feel a little guilty about it, but you got to take what you can get. Pop that drake. He's got it. I can tell by the speed of his walk. They get close, we're shooting. You on him, Cody? Get him, Pat. Good boy. All that worried this morning. Sleep in. Wait for the sun to come up and get ducks. Here we go. Shoot him. I just don't want to finish here. Been a good number of ducks this morning. We could use a little bit more wind, but they aren't finishing. Doesn't sound like they're finishing anywhere. With the amount of hunters out, we'd hear a lot of shooting, and there's very little shooting. So we came out late. We found a nice little spot here, but probably seen more ducks today than we saw all day yesterday, and they just aren't quite finishing. So get at it. Late morning ducks sometimes finish better. We'll see what happens.
God, what's that thing coming? He's really bleeding.
Shoot him, Pat. I'll get the tall one.
And when you said, I'll get the tall one,
Yeah?
I thought you said something else.
Oh, they're both dead.
Yeah.
All right, let's call it, Patrick.
Okay.
This is our last day of hunting here on the Missouri River, and we saw more ducks today than we've seen the last 2 days. Don't know if they've been here and not flying, or if we picked up some new ducks. They didn't really act like new ducks. New ducks will generally come in feet down. These are a little skittish yet. But geez, I think we got 7 mallards this morning. Passed some shots. Good morning.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Yeah. It's been a really good 3 days here in our marsh, in our backyard. Great weather, warm. Cody was hunting in a t-shirt this morning, so it was nice and warm. But we're packing up here and we're going down to our good friend Bobby Hayes out of Kansas City. I think we're doing, honestly, a mixed Canada goose and duck hunt. It'll be good to hook up with Bobby. I haven't hunted him with quite a few years. We got a couple weeks off. Into Missouri we go.